Our practice today is for our hearts, and our hearts are poetic as well as very practical. The heart chakra is in the middle of the lower chakras, which orient towards the earth, and the upper chakras, which orient towards the expanse, the spiritual realms, or the sky. So the heart is right in the center. And in that central space within ourselves, we can connect with ourselves and with others. And some say that it's only by loving ourselves that we're able to extend love to others. So be that as it may, in our practice today, we will focus on our hearts. So I invite you to let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs, wherever they land. And take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine, and root through your sits bones, those friendly bones at the base of your pelvis that allow you to sit. And grow your spine long. Lower your eyes. Find your breath. And as you breathe your normal rhythm of breath in this moment, notice the inhalation and the exhalation. Notice if the inhalation is longer than the exhalation, or if the exhalation is longer than the inhalation. Just notice that. And do your best to bring some symmetry to your breath pattern. Slowing it down perhaps. And eventually bringing a longer, extended exhalation. So perhaps 5 counts in and 8 counts out. And as you breathe in this way, notice how it feels in your body. The breath in and the breath goes out. And soften your face, the tongue in your mouth. Let your shoulders rest away from your ears. The shoulder blades drawing down the back body towards the hips. The spine growing long from the tailbone through the crown of your head. And the sits bones resting, rooting down towards the earth. As you continue to feel the quality of the inhalation and the exhalation. And for our practice this morning, our meditation practice, I was inspired to just simply breathe in gratitude. And as you exhale, exhale the quality of love. Inhaling gratitude. Exhale the quality of love. Quietly within your own being, and if those words are not resonant Perhaps there are some you might enjoy. Perhaps breathing in peace, breathing out love, whatever resonates with you. We'll take 3 more cycles of breath. And after you've completed your last breath cycle, please bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Bring your thumbs right to your sternum. Let's chant one Om together, taking a couple of cleansing breaths to begin. Deep breath in and let it go. Another breath like that. And let that one go. And a deep breath in to begin. Om. And then again, please release your hands and let your palms rest right on your knees. Sit up tall, relax your shoulders, and we'll take some cat-cows seated here. We'll take an inhalation and rock the heart forward, extend long, maybe even bring your gaze up. And then as you exhale, press your palms into your knees, draw your belly in, draw your heart back. Inhale, lengthen. Open up through the collarbones, the pectorals. Exhale, draw it in, press it away. Inhale, open the heart, expand and lengthen. Exhale, draw the belly in. And now adding on, inhale, open the arms, extend wide. And as you exhale, bring your hands together and press them away. Draw it in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, press it out, draw it in. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. And then come to a nice tall seat. And we'll take our arms out to the side. Take a breath in and lift your left hand up and over. Draw your ear to your left shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. And release your right shoulder towards the earth. Breathe here. Do your best to lower the shoulders away from the ears and soften your jaw. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting those shoulders go. Softening through the jaws, noticing where any tension is held. Breathe into sensations as they rise up. Deep breaths in and long breaths out. We'll stay for a couple more breath cycles. Soft breaths in and long breaths out. And on your next inhalation, glide your hand to your other ear and gently press your head up. Take a couple of breaths here, just letting everything settle. Maybe drawing the skin along the back of your neck, long, feeling into your shoulders. And then taking the arms out to either side on a breath in, lift up. Oops, wrong side, sorry. Other arm. Find your left ear and draw your head towards your right shoulder. Just gently letting the weight of your hand be sufficient. No need to tug on your head. Just let your hand and your arm rest there. And again, notice the sensations. Let your shoulders rest away from your ears. Soften your jaw. Remember to breathe. Long breaths in, longer breaths out. Relax your tongue, your jaw, your face. Breathe into the sensations. Feel your upper neck, maybe even your jaw, the upper shoulders, lower neck, maybe into the upper back even. Staying with your breath for a few more breath cycles. Notice where any stuck energy might be held and let it go best you're able. And on your next inhalation, slowly glide your hand over your head, find your ear, and slowly press your head back up. And then just take a few breaths, let everything settle here. Relax your jaws, relax your neck and your shoulders. Good. If you'd like to take a couple shoulder rotations or shrugs, please do. Whatever feels good in this moment in your body. And then we will come to our knees on the mat, and we'll be staying in a wide child's pose for a couple minutes or so. So you might want to spread your blanket wide on your mat to support your knees. Or of course, you know that if you have tender knees, a blanket rolled between your calves and your thighs can feel really helpful. And then drawing your sits bones towards your heels, extend your spine nice and long, draw your belly in and lower down. Walk your hands out overhead and find your wide-kneed child's pose. And if it doesn't feel good to lower your head all the way down towards the mat, you can place a block right under your forehead. As we stay here, you might find that your spine releases and your muscles release and your head finds its way down to the mat. Either way is fine. Once you've found your way into this child's pose, take a breath in and take your right arm out to the side and then scoop it under. We'll come into a twist. Pressing just the left fingertips into the mat, lifting your palm up off the mat. So the left arm is overhead, fingertips pressing into the mat. The palm is lifting up and the shoulder blade is drawing down towards the hips and away from the ears. And you can close your eyes. Relax your face, relax your jaws, and breathe. Deep, long breaths in, and even longer breaths out. Drawing that left shoulder blade down the back body towards the hips. I read the other day where a small smile actually stimulates the production of serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitters in our bodies. Just a small half smile. As you rest here in this gentle, partially active pose, feel your breath. Feel the expansion and the contraction of the ribs. You may invite your breath into the left armpit, the left lobe of the lung and the ribs. Breathe into the hips and the groins, into all the sensations as they arise in the body. So we're activating the heart meridian, heart-lung meridian, along the arm lines in the back. Just a couple more breath cycles here. And then you can lower your palm to the mat and gently sweep that right arm out. Bring it overhead once again. We'll take the other side. Take your left arm out to the side and then scoop it under. Once you've landed, lift your right palm, tenting the hand so the fingertips are resting on the mat. And then draw that right shoulder blade down towards your hips. And again, softening the face, maybe bringing that half smile. Long breaths in and longer breaths out. And here you may wish to invite your breath into your right armpit and the right lobe of the lung and ribs. Noticing the sensations as they occur in your body, breathe right into those. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing into those groins, the hips, perhaps the back body. Keep drawing that right shoulder blade down away from the ear. So you soften your face, your jaw and your neck. We'll be here for just a couple more breath cycles. And then you can lower your right palm to the mat and draw your left arm out. Bring both hands under your shoulders, press up. Once you come up, lift your knees. Don't drag them, please. Lift your knees to hip width distance and join me in table pose. And we'll just simply take some reverse windshield wipers, sending the hips from side to side with a nice long spine. Good. And then let's take our blankets and fold them over. So starting like this, fold them once so they're nice and long, and place them horizontally. We'll practice Sphinx and optionally Seal, whichever you like, you enjoy, or feels good in your body. And then please lower down, placing the blanket just under your hips and pelvis. Bring your elbows right under your shoulders. Forearms extended long, fingertips on the mat. Spread your fingers wide and press the tops of your feet into the mat. Zip up from your pubic bone to your navel. Send the tailbone towards the heels and draw the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Pressing into the palms and the fingertips and your forearms, draw energy up from the inner elbow to the inner armpit, and then send energy down from the outer armpit to the outer elbow. So you're co-contracting the muscles in the arms, drawing the shoulder blades towards the hips and the ears back. And if it feels good in your practice, you can claw your fingertips into the mat and draw your heart forward. Keep zipping up from the pubic bone to the belly button. Protect your lumbar spine. Extending through the thoracic spine and opening through those little muscles all around the ribs. Keep expanding and opening through the heart. And as you breathe, perhaps breathing in whatever feels good in your body, in your mind, in your heart. And breathing out whatever you want to send out and radiate out from your beautiful golden heart. Breathing in and breathing out. So this is Sphinx pose, and if you would like to come into seal, you can take your hands to the points of your yoga mat and turn your fingers out. Keep zipping up from the pubic bone to the navel center, sending your tailbone down towards the heels. Hug the muscles to the bones in your legs. And you can take your fingertips out in a 45-degree angle and press into your hands, into your fingertips. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Open through the ribs, the intercostal muscles, all those little muscles that help your breath, that help the ribs expand with the breath. And you can remain there or come in and out of Sphinx and Seal, however that feels best for you. Listen to your body. Care for your lumbar spine. And breathe into the heart of things, the heart of the body, the heart of the matter. Breathing in peace, breathing out love, or breathing in gratitude, breathing out peace, whatever works for you in your world, in your life, in this moment. Scan from your toes, the tops of your feet, all the way up. Noticing your hips, zipping up from the pubic bone to the belly button, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and drawing the ears back. Long, slow breaths in and out. And we'll be here for about 5 more cycles of breath. Long, slow breaths in and out. Ujjayi breath can be so helpful. The ocean breath. After your next breath cycle, you can take your arms across the top of the mat and bring one hand over the other, resting your forehead on your palms or your hands. Take a few breaths here. Send your hips slowly from side to side. synchronizing your breath with your hips. And then please turn your head to the right and take your knee, your right knee out to the side. Take a few breaths right here. Give those sacral ligaments a few more moments to unwind, and then we'll take it to the other side. One more long deep breath in and out on this side. And then slowly draw that knee back in, turn your head to face the other direction, and take your left knee out to the side. And we'll take a few more breaths right there. And relax your face, your jaws, your shoulders, your back body. One more breath cycle here. And then bring that leg back. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press back. Come to a seat for a moment, and you can move your blanket off to the side. You might want a block. We're going to press back into puppy pose, and you might like a block for your forehead. So please bring your knees just under your hips and walk your hands forward and lower down. And you can bring that block right under your forehead. Rest your forehead there. And let your heart sink down towards the earth. Breathe here. And another option is to keep one arm extended. We can extend the right arm and bring your left arm across, bending at the elbow and resting your forehead on your forearm. That is also an option. And breathe here. And you can keep your toes tucked under or let your toes extend long. The tops of your feet on the mat, whatever feels best for you. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Extending long through that right arm, through the right fingertips, and drawing the shoulder blade towards the hips. Softening through the face, the eyes. And breathing into those ribs. We'll stay here for just 2 more breaths. And then press up. Use your hands to press up. And if you'd like to place a blanket under your knees, of course, please go right ahead. We'll take it to the other side. Coming down, you might want to cross your right arm. Rest your forehead on your arm or on a block. Do your best to keep your hips right over your knees. And let your heart sink down towards the earth. Draw that left shoulder blade now down towards your hips. Relax your face. Press into the pads of your fingers and your extended arms, hand. Breathe into the ribs, into the side body. Long, deep breaths in. Longer breaths out. And we'll be here for 3 more long breath cycles. Beautiful. And then again, using the hands, press up, come back to table pose. And please send your hips from side to side once again. Reverse windshield wiper. You can let that hip go way out to the side if that feels good in your body. Beautiful. Now, please find your blanket or blankets, and we'll come to a seat. We're going to practice dragonfly, and take a seat on your blanket. It's helpful to use a blanket. Yes, and you may also enjoy 1 or 2 blocks here for this pose. Take your legs wide on your mat or on the floor, however you prefer, and sit up tall. Rock forward to the anterior portion of your sits bones. And press your heels into the earth. Toes towards the sky, knees towards the sky. Draw your belly in and just begin right here. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure you really are activating your feet, and pressing the heels into the earth takes any kind of hyperextension out of the knees. And if you know you do tend to hyperextend, you can roll a towel or a blanket under your knees. And again, draw the belly in, lengthen through the side bodies. We'll start right here, feeling the breath, lifting the heart, extending long through the crown of the head. And from here, if it feels good and accessible in your body, you can hinge at the hip and begin to lower down towards the earth through the upper body. Perhaps you bring your blocks and rest your elbows on your blocks. You can rest your head in your hands. Do your best to keep your feet active and the toes pointing towards the sky. Keep your heart open best you can, your spine long best you can, extending from the tailbone through the crown of the head. And breathe into the stretch, breathe into your groins, into the adductors, your inner thighs, the knees, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Do your best to keep your spine long, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another on the back. So if you know you have a tendency to hunch, do your best to draw your heart forward, lengthen through your neck. Maybe lower your blocks. Stay with your breath. Notice your knees, notice your toes. Notice your heart. Breathe into your heart. Soften your jaw. Stay with your breath. Cultivate love for yourself, for just exactly where you are in this moment. No expectations, no comparisons, no criticisms, just acceptance for this moment, just exactly the way it is. Breathing in love for your own heart, for your own being, for this beautiful being who is you. Maybe as you hold the pose a little longer, maybe you come a little farther forward. Maybe not. Again, it's all perfect, isn't it? Just exactly where we're meant to be. In this moment, keep pressing out through the soles of your feet, drawing the toes towards the sky. Pressing the heels into the mat. We'll be here for a few more breath cycles. You look wonderful. So nice to see you. Lengthen your spine. Remember that half smile. So good for us. So no matter where you happen to be, draw your belly in, press out through the soles of your feet, and use your hands to come back up. Keep your spine long. Once you arrive and your torso is once again vertical, take your hands behind your knees and help them gather up your knees and bring your feet the same width as your mat or something similar. Draw your heart up and keep that as you bring your fingertips back behind you. Take a breath with your knees towards the sky and then exhale the knees to either side. Inhale them back up and exhale them over. Inhaling up, exhaling over. A couple more of these. With your breath, not mine. And then please come back to center, and we'll bring our feet together for Baddha Konasana. And again, sitting on the front edge of your blanket can be so helpful in bringing your hips into that nice 30-degree tilt. Sit up tall. You might want to place blocks under your thighs or your hips. That's perfectly wonderful if you do. So did I say the heels are either perhaps about 10 inches to a foot away, or maybe you bring them in closer, whatever feels appropriate in your practice today. Sit up tall. Take a breath in. Lengthen the spine. Grow long from the tailbone through the crown of your head. Soften your face, and you can stay right here. This is perfect. Option to lengthen and begin to bring a forward bend, actually a forward hinge from the hips coming forward. It might feel good in your practice. And again, you might wish to stay vertical to the earth, whatever feels best. Practice that way. Keep your spine long, especially if you know you tend to be kyphotic, hunching over. If that's the case, do your best to consciously lift your heart, draw your shoulder blades around, wrapping them onto your back body, and then down towards your hips. And then grow your spine even longer. Lengthen up. Grow the skin along the back of your neck long. And just see where you are in this moment. No judgments. Acceptance. Sometimes the hardest, most challenging thing, I know it is for me, is just to be accepting of just exactly what is. Not always in a yoga practice, sometimes in life itself. Or maybe all the time in life itself. Learning to be with what is. Draw the heart forward. That's it. Good. Yeah. Lengthen and breathe. Breathe into the sensations wherever they may arise. Feeling into your heart center. Breathing in that acceptance. Breathing out whatever feels right for you. couple more breath cycles here. And if you've come forward on your next inhalation, begin to lift back up, to come vertical. Once you've reached vertical, once again, gather up your knees, bring them up, feet to the mat, wider than hip distance apart, and lift your heart once again. Then take your fingertips behind you, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another on your back body. Take windshield wiper again, inhaling the knees up, exhale them over to either side. With your own breath, good. And then please bring your knees back up. Now we'll come on to our backs. First we'll practice, excuse me, mountain brook with a blanket. So heart openers, appropriate for our practice today. We'll start by taking the blanket this way. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, this way, and making a roll. And as always, make sure the roll is appropriate for your body today. And it may be different today than it was yesterday. So pay attention. The roll will come right under your armpits. And once you've lowered yourself down, you might want to bring a blanket or even a block under your head. If you notice your chin has risen up towards the ceiling, then do bring a blanket under your head. Once you've arrived on your back, the blanket roll is under your armpits. Your arms can be out in a T, or you might wish to bring them into cactus arms, or even diamond arms over your head, fingertips touching. And you can keep your feet on the mat or lengthen your legs. Or you may wish to bring your feet together, soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Your choice. Your shoulder blades will cascade off the blanket roll like a waterfall. Water falling off the blanket roll to the earth. And take some nice deep breaths here. Feeling the front body as it opens up from the diaphragm through the ribs as your back body softens towards the earth. Nice big stretch through the pectorals, the scalenes. As you breathe, do your best to keep the skin along the back of your neck extended and long. Notice as your shoulders release and lower towards the earth. Your back body grows heavier. Sinking down. And your front body opens towards the sky. Breathe into your ribs, into your lungs and your heart. Breathing in what feels good. And as you exhale your breath, breathe out for yourself. Breathe in fully, deeply. Breathe out, let it go. Breathe in for your own heart. Breathe out for all beings. Breathe in as you wish. And breathe out as your heart guides you. We'll be here for just 3 more breaths. And then please roll to your right side and use your hands to press up. Good. And then we're going to set up for supported fish with our blocks. And if perchance supported fish is not your favorite, or it's not accessible in your body, you can take your blanket, open it, and create a cannoli roll. Roll it nice and long and place it vertically on your mat. Sit at the bottom of your rolled blanket, and once you've laid down upon it, you can create a little pillow right under the back of your neck. So that's one option. I am going to take supported fish, and there's 2 ways that you can either place your first block up for your head on the tallest setting, the second block on its second setting. Some like it horizontal, some like it, as I do, vertically placed. Also, another option, giving you options here, is to lay a blanket over the block if you have a very sensitive back body or hard blocks. And for this, once again, if you're using the blocks, if you're coming into supported fish, the base of the long lower block comes right down where, if you wore a bra, you can imagine your bra line would be. So it's in between the shoulder blades. And then the back of your head rests on the block. Opening your arms to either side gives a delicious, in my opinion, a delicious heart-opening sensation of joyous expansion for me in my body. Feels so good. And then from here, once again, options. You can take your legs long. You can bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Or you can keep your feet on the mat with your knees bent. Any of those options are lovely. Again, in this pose, if you find your chin is higher than your forehead, draw it down towards your sternum. So the back of your neck is long and extended. Once you've arrived in your place on the mat, release into the earth with some deep, deep breaths. Deep breath in and then let go. Deep, long breath out. Breathing in and breathing out. Softening your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders wherever you are. Opening through the front body as you breathe. Softening your eyes and your face, the tongue in your mouth. And enjoy your breath. Deep, long breaths in and longer breaths out. Feeling into the sensations of openness and expansiveness. acceptance for this moment. Stay with your breath, long, deep breaths in, and longer breaths out. We'll stay here for 3 more breath cycles. Letting go into the back body, opening through the front body. And if you've chosen to take your legs out into, or your knees out into Supta Baddha Konasana, please take your hands to the backs of your legs and help them up. And then carefully come out of the pose. Lift up. Roll to your right side. Move whatever you've been laying on off to the side. And come back onto your back. Bring your feet to the mat. And once you've arrived in constructive rest pose, please lift your hips and lengthen your spine. Lengthen the back of your neck and draw your shoulder blades under you. Feel the lower back, your waistline, drawing down towards the earth. And then bring both knees into your chest, towards your chest, letting those thigh bones rotate in their hip sockets. Just simply let the thighs make their way down towards your chest with ease. Patiently allowing the legs to make their journey. Allowing the bones of the body to settle. And keep your feet slightly active, dorsiflexing. Good. Relaxing the shoulders, the face. Again, if your chin has lifted higher than your forehead, draw it down, lengthen the back of your neck. Take a couple more breaths right here. And then on your next inhalation, enjoy a full, deep breath in. And as you exhale, lengthen your right leg along the mat. Press out through the sole of that foot. And draw your left knee in towards your chest just a little bit more. Breathe here. Both toes, the toes of both feet, towards the sky. Stay with your breath. And relax your shoulders, your arms, your face, your neck. Take a breath in and bring both feet to the mat. Good. Once you've arrived, on your next inhalation, draw your right knee in. And as you exhale, send your left leg long along your mat. Take a few breaths here, keeping the toes towards the sky and relaxing your arms and your shoulders, your neck, your face, your eyes. Again, if your chin has lifted, simply lengthen the back of your neck, drawing your chin towards your sternum. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your right foot to the mat, bring your left foot to join it. We'll take a twist now. Let's open the arms into a T. Take a breath in and cross your right knee over your left, and then heel toe your left foot to the left. Lift your hips to the left and send your knees to the right. Twisted roots. If it feels good in your body, turn to look towards the left. Do your best to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. And as you breathe, invite the breath into your left armpit, your left ribs, the lobe of the lung, the side waist, your hip, and then let it go. You can always use a block to support those knees, placing the block under your knees or your thigh, if that's helpful. Long, deep breaths in and long breaths out. Breathe and expand into the twist, into the moment, and into the space of your heart. Enjoying the breath, enjoying the twist, enjoying the expansive quality of the heart in this moment as you breathe. Taking a couple more breaths here before we move on. To come out of the twist, On an inhalation, press your arms into the earth, draw your belly in, and with the strength of your legs, lift your legs back up. Inhale and uncross your legs, lift your hips back to center. Take a couple breaths right here. And again, with your arms open to either side, cross your left leg over. Take a breath in and heel toe that right foot over to the right side of the mat. Lift your hips and send your knees over to the left. Do your best to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. And if it feels accessible, you can look over towards your right fingertips. Of course, you can place a block under your knees if that's beneficial in your practice. And invite the breath into your right armpit, the right lobe of the lung, the ribs, the side waist, the hip. Expand with the breath. Enjoy the quality of expansiveness in this pose. As you release the back body into the mat, opening through the heart. Deep breaths in and long breaths out. Soft face, soft jaw, soft neck and shoulders. Just be here for a couple more breaths. To come out, pressing the arms into the earth, draw your belly in, take a breath in, and lift your knees up. Uncross your legs, and as you inhale, lift your hips back to center. Organize your spine so it's long on your mat. Lift your hips, lengthen your neck, send your tailbone long on your mat, and take a breath in to draw your knees towards your chest. Keep your feet actively dorsiflexed. If it feels good in your body, you can take a happy baby. Maybe that feels good. Perhaps it feels good to roll from side to side. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy a little movement here. And then please find your way into Shavasana. However that feels best for you, maybe rolling a blanket under your knees or a bolster under your knees. Perhaps a blanket covering you. Once you've arrived in your Shavasana, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let that breath go all the way out the soles of your feet. And then take another breath just like that. Deep breath in. And let it go. And notice the back of your body. All the grounding points that touch the earth. Allow yourself to sink into those. Feeling the heaviness of the back body. And then notice the front body. All the parts of the body that are open to the sky. Light and airy. Open and expansive. The back body heavy and weighted. And the front body airy and light. And as you breathe, feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest and belly. Sinking in a little more deeply, feel the bones growing heavy, heavier and heavier. The muscles as they release and balloon out. And the skin as it melts away and sinks down into the earth. And then visualize your heart, a golden light, a golden radiant light that beams in your heart. And with each inhalation, it grows large and expands out. And with each exhalation, it draws in, replenishing. And with each inhalation, expanding and radiant. And with each exhalation, drawing in and feeding each cell of your body. Breathing in and breathing out, noticing the expansive quality, the radiant quality of this golden ray of light in your own heart. Allow it to begin to fill each cell of your body. Each cell, every fiber of your body becoming radiant, shining, and golden. Imagine this golden, or visualize this golden light surrounding your body as it permeates out and radiates out from within your golden heart. Pulsating, radiating, and glowing all around you. Begin to notice your breath once again. The soft and gentle lift as you inhale, and the release as you exhale. And then begin to softly rub your thumbprint on each fingerprint. And wiggling the toes and the fingers. And taking a big stretch as it feels good in your body. Breathing in to lengthen the arms overhead, pointing your toes. Enjoy your breath, enjoy the stretch. And then roll to your right side. And just rest there. Allowing the breath and the body and all the cells to drink in the nutrients of your practice. And then using your hands and your arms to press up, come to a seat on your mat and bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, a symbol of unity, bringing the hands together, bringing the hemispheres of the brain together at the heart center. And please bow your head to your heart. And however you envision your heart, take a breath of gratitude for that amazing heart that beats within. And with gratitude for one another, and gratitude for all the practices and teachings that guide us in our lives, on our journeys. Gratitude for all of our ancestors, all the ones who have gone before. and gratitude for life itself as it expresses through each of us in this very moment. And sending out some metta from our golden hearts, let's join together. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. And may all beings everywhere live with ease and grace all the days of their lives. And please join me in one Om. We'll close our practice with one Om. Take a breath in and we'll begin. Om. And thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.